Hi, I'm Kate Hahn with TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and we are speaking with the cast of BEL-AIR about Season 2, which promises a lot of drama, a lot of joy, and just a lot of fun stories.
Well, have a good day, baby. Drive safely.
Have a good day, son.
You know what? I think I'm gonna head out too. Gotta celebrate my first day as manager of the Influencer House.
I am so impressed how you and Ivy just pulled this thing off.
I mean, when we found out Kylo was in debt and behind on his mortgage, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
You mean Ivy made him an offer he couldn't refuse?
I'm gonna let that slide because it's almost your birthday, but watch it. Besides, I'm the one who's gonna be running the house.
My honeybee's a boss now.
Period.
And my baby girl's gonna be a teenager.
Your character, Viv, she fights a couple of really good fights this season, right? One at work, and can you talk about kind of what's going on with her in Season 2?
Yeah, you know, I guess the high up way to talk about Viv this season is like, what will she do to get the microphone? Like, it's almost what happens when you start to get a little bit of traction in your career and then someone else speaks on your behalf. But who says someone has to speak on your behalf? And is she brave enough to figure out how to speak for herself? It's funny, she does this a lot in the show where she speaks to interviewers and none of her quotes make it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it becomes about the journey of like, how do you claim your voice? How do you speak up for yourself? That sort of stuff, and how to be an artist, be graceful, you know, all those things.
Well, yeah, it's a tough profession, and we will keep your quotes in here, so you will not suffer the same fate.
Amen. Come on now.
No, it will not. So let's talk about, you know, you're back at the firm, back on the job, but it's not the same as it was before you ran for office, right?
No, definitely not. I have my absence has had an effect on the firm, and it's a firm that I built. We founded with my classmates from Harvard, and you know, it's something that, you know, the character is all about justice and wanting to give a voice to those who don't have one, and so this firm is very important. And so in this season, I'm having to decide on whether or not I go back and or go a different direction, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what Philip decides to do, and I just love all the nuances that are happening this season with the character, and you know, having to balance parenting, you know, with the kids and the family, and still manage career and figure out the direction that he, you know, has been, you know, set out to do all his life, you know, trying to balance the two. It's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and without Jeffrey when we start off. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I love the way that we ended Season 1, and Jeffrey made a decision that he believed in, and I think Season 2 is going to be about, will Jeffrey and Phil reconnect? Will they be back together? Will Jeffrey come back to work for him? Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But also, I think what happened at the end of Season 1 has triggered something in Jeffrey's past. And, you know, Jeffrey's like a mystery box, and we're slowly trying to sort of unlock what's behind, you know, this protective shield that he has, you know, but also what is behind that is the love for his brother, which is Philip Banks, and so we're still going to investigate that relationship throughout the season as well. So I'm really excited just for people to get to know like more about who Jeffrey is.
Yeah, we get some more of his background for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
So Viv, in addition to fighting in her career, she's also got to do a little bit of sticking up for her kids. Can you hint about that relationship this season with her children?
Yeah, without giving, well, first of all, there's like an incredible Easter egg that happens right off in episode 1. Yeah. So I think when people see, there are a couple of interesting Easter eggs, but it's interesting. Yeah, I talked about how she's trying to stand up for herself, but also how do you model that for your kids? How do you help your kids navigate a world where they might feel diminished, and you want to give them the tools to stand up for themselves? And I think it's a really great thing that happens this season because it's something that all parents have to deal with. I have a 4-year-old, so amen, I ain't where these kids are yet with the 14 and 16 years old. But you're trying to figure out, like, can you be graceful in the midst of a fight? And what are the tools and the tactics you can use in a fight, especially if it's a fight around words and education. And that's what it becomes about this new season.
Coco, you're your character takes over the influencer house, so she's doing well as a businesswoman, isn't she? In season 2, can you talk about that adjustment for her?
Yeah, I think Hillary, what I love about this season is that you get to see like a young Black woman making these calls and being decisive, and it not coming off as she's like hard to deal with or like overly opinionated. Like everything that she wants for herself, she really gets to make that happen and come into fruition. And I think it's dope to also see that balance between me and Karuchi and this like power play. I think it's a very relatable storyline, and I'm excited for everybody to see that.
Yeah, and how fun is it to be in that house? It looks so amazing, and the clothes you're wearing are just fantastic.
Oh, you know Hillary's always going to have an amazing outfit, which is, I mean, part of her character. I feel like when I have a great outfit, it helps me embody Hillary more, and I'm excited to continue to serve looks this season.
Well, talk about serving looks. Akira, you look fantastic.
Thank
Look
you.
amazing. And your character turns 13, and there's a big 13th
Yes.
birthday party. So what changes in her life when she becomes a teenager?
She definitely has to go through a lot more obstacles, with school and everything. And I think she definitely shows that throughout the season. She shows a lot more of her activism and her becoming more of a woman. So I'm excited for people to see that.
Right, she's a teacher who's very influential, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun to see. Definitely
Yes,
see her at school. Well, talking about school, Ali, so a lot of things change for your character at school. He's becoming more of a leader, isn't he? Can you talk about that and what's driving him to do that?
Well, it's interesting because one of the things that Carlton had to deal with throughout season 1 was with Will coming into his life, having a new relationship with his place in society, his place as a young Black kid. And in season 2, he really, really takes charge of that and explores what that means to, be Black in America, and how his responsibility in his school, his responsibility in his family. It's an interesting season. I think fans are going to be a little bit surprised by the Carlton that they see, at least at the beginning of season 2.
I'm Kate Hahn with TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and we have been speaking with the cast of BEL-AIR about season 2. Thank you so much, and tell us when it premieres.
February 23rd.
Every
On
Thursday.
Peacock.
Every Thursday. Tune in, binge it, spread the word.
Please.
Great show.